So after 2015, 2016, we decided to start plans for the Black Barn, and originally that was just bride and groom suites because they were in Cecily's house getting ready next door to us. And so they didn't allow for that on our first permit for this, so we allotted all the square footage for the venue and then started building the Black Barn. We're like, hang on a second, like this could really be something amazing. Like she was working out of the mechanical barn, and it wasn't really an office. And then I was in our house, you were in our house, and didn't really have an office. So we're like, okay, office space, and you know, it would be nice to do like corporate too. And they're like, wait. Then Cecily and I remember one night we had this conversation. I think we were both like hypomanic at the time, and we were like, what if we made elopements a thing? And this was like in 2016, and we were like, what if we made elopements a thing? And we made small weddings a thing, and we made like, you know, weekday weddings a thing, and we got like super hyped up and excited about it. And then we started talking about how that would fit in with the venue, and we were like, we could do like an elopement venue that's very different from the White Barn, not farmhousey, whatever, very modern, and something that like people are too scared to do. It's like too scared to paint it black. And so that's like kind of where that all snowballed into a separate event space. And then I feel like that's made it like even more successful than the White Barn.
Kind of, I feel like when we found our identity, because the White Barn was what got us going, and it's kind of like the machine that, you know, needs to stay busy and keeps us busy. But then we kind of found ourselves when we were able to go deeper with customers and really like broaden our market with the Black Barn, and that's probably how you feel about it too. And then like you said, with them getting both barns and them having different styles, or if they just want a small intimate ceremony and they're just in the Black Barn, it allows it to be, I don't know, that's much more of, I feel like what we were going for, which is it's like an experience out here. It's not just like a wedding day, and you're not just getting a facility, but you're getting the relationship with our team, and then you're getting a whole lot of different people that we probably would have never even come in contact with because we didn't really access those markets. So we just get to be around a lot of really neat people that some of which you form relationships with and continue to stay in touch with. So it's just, we are a location and we're a physical building, but then as soon as the Black Barn came to be, I feel like that's when we really hit our stride and we figured ourselves out. And then people kind of more, I think, understand us as it's an experience. And you know, when they come out here, you kind of have to see it and feel it and understand it. And I would say one of the things that keeps us going as well is that people really understand that, and they feel welcomed out here. And then when they leave, if they leave happy, then that means we've done our job. And it usually is that any of the, you know, communication or reviews or anything that we get out of those folks, it always talks about our team, which makes me feel really good because we have a good location and we have the facilities that, you know, really wow people or, you know, photograph well, but it all goes back to like who we are, and they know who we are, and I think they feel like that's really genuine and they're not guessing that, and I feel like that makes them more comfortable to partner with us on an event.
Well, I think even what a lot of people end up asking or we end up talking about when they come out for a first tour is that they'll ask, you know, do people live out here? And then, you know, I kind of explain like, yeah, you know, I live out here and the Spain family lives out here, and I get to share a little bit about the Spain family and the history of this ranch. And, you know, what kind of drew them in was obviously they love the aesthetic and they love the barns, but then I think a lot of times people like that personal aspect, and that, yes, like the family is still here and we still run it. I call myself an honorary Spain. I'm not
she is.
So I feel like I'm kind of part of the family, but you know, I once had someone on a tour ask me what our turnover rate was, and I said, well, 0%, because I've been here since the concrete was poured on this barn. And I think that just gives people a sense of comfort and knowing that like we're a tight-knit team and we're not really going anywhere. We're there with them every step of the way up until their wedding. And even after, like you said, there are so many that I still connect with you know, after their wedding, or we get to see them here at other weddings in the future, or styled shoots that we've done and brought some of our old couples back. So I think, you know, the coolest part is just remembering that behind every single event, there's a family and a story and a couple and real human beings celebrating, you know, a wedding. And that's really cool to get to know their story and get to know their people and still kind of be able to keep in touch with those people long after. And I think another aspect that really took us just since we kind of started the Black Barn was the destination aspect. And we started getting people from other states like Minnesota and California and of course a lot of Texas and all over that had just found our barn and seen kind of the reputation and the way people love us nationally now, and they are willing to bring all of their closest people to Tulsa, Oklahoma and host their wedding here. That's pretty cool, and I think that was something that kind of caught us a little bit off guard whenever we built the Black Barn. We knew it was pretty cool, but for it to put Tulsa on the map as a wedding spot, that was even cooler.
Yeah, and then another thing that I feel like people really, they understand later as much as we, you do a great job of explaining it, but I think then it really puts it into perspective when we set out to do this business, we really partnered with vendors too. Because like we get back to it, this is a people business. It's not really like numbers on paper or even the structure. It's like people, interactions, relationships, and the way we've managed and the way you set up in the beginning and how serious you were about how protective of that preferred vendor list, meaning like we want to give our clients access to people or even just recommend people. They can choose anybody that they want, but we want to give them an experience that we know is gonna be what they expect. And that kind of partnership and how much, I don't know, it feels really cool because then you realize how much they trust us in guiding that. And then you get to see that event come to fruition and they really like, went with a lot of your recommendations or our preferred vendor list. And then that's just cool to see that being pulled off because we can help and support vendors. And that's based purely on merit and not, any kind of backhanded deals. And you're just doing it because it feels good and it's for the right reason. And then of course that pays off tremendously because the events are going to go well and then people are happy. And
well, you're doing whatever it takes to let the couple, make sure that the couple is leaving happy at the end of the night. And that's part of the preferred list too, is like they're paying you thousands of dollars to be a professional and to give an unbiased opinion of who is going to give them their dream wedding. And the goal is for every single person to work towards them to leave 100% happy at the end of the night.
And that's just, it's cool to work with so many cool people that are professionals in this industry. And that's what also keeps it fresh and new too, because I think they're in the same position we are, is it's an ever-changing market. So they're changing things, we're changing things, and then we're really just trying to deliver whatever our client wants their dream day to be. So, and that looks different every single week.